Riders, fans, I've got a certain spectacular amateur rider that has a strong pro career ahead of himself. Brennan Schofield, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey, I appreciate you coming back on MX Unfiltered, the podcast. It's good to talk to you again.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks.
First and foremost, how was the Junior World Championships?
It was a good experience. Actually, my bag got stolen off my plane, so I got there and had no clothes or wallet or anything. So I had to deal with that, but it was a really cool experience, and they were it.
Oh, dang it, dude. Well, how did you guys end up doing?
Not very good. I'm not even sure what we got, but it was a cool experience. It was cool to see the European riders and just how they have their stuff set up. They definitely have some gnarly tracks over there. We practiced on, I forget what the name of the track was, but it was a track they raced an MXGP on the week before, and it was super gnarly. And then the racetrack that we raced on was super sick.
Did they do much track prep between?
No, they left it.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, all
I like to
weekend.
see that.
Yeah, it was sick.
Not to beat around the bush, but I see on KTM's, not Yamahas. How do you feel about the
Yeah.
KTM's?
Yeah, I hopped on a KTM. It was hard to find them, the 23s, but I'm really liking it. I felt super comfortable as soon as I got on it, and I think that's more so because the cockpit area was a lot bigger, and I'm 6'2", so being a taller rider, the Yamaha was smaller, just between the pegs and the seat and the bars, and the KTM I feel like just fits me really well.
It's been a little while since I've ridden a KTM little bike, but to me it seemed like they have a strong mid and top, but there really isn't a whole
Yep.
lot of bottom. Do you agree, or do you
Yeah.
like the power band on them?
No, definitely. Derek HP Race Development, my motor guy, me and him have been in good contact the last couple of months training on this KTM, and I got an ignition, and that helped the bottom end a lot. But that was the first thing that I noticed was coming off a Yamaha, you got all that bottom end, and hopping on the KTM, there wasn't a lot of bottom end. So getting the ignition on there helped a lot.
Wink, wink. A big bore gives you all the bottom end back. But I don't know if anybody makes one for the 2023 KTM, so you might have to wait a little while before you could do that. But I'm sure Derek has you covered, so you don't need to go there.
Yeah.
My next further question is, yes, we have to go to the whole claiming Deegan's bike. I was under the impression, allegedly, that you were going to be able to ride Deegan's bike and get a couple star motors for the Yamaha. Did that ever happen, or what happened after that?
I was like told that I could go to ride a star bike after a bit, or and we were getting two motors. They were just stock Yamaha motors, just because I had so many blow up this summer. But we did get the two motors from Yamaha, and yeah, I never got to ride a star bike, but that's all right.
Well, dang it, dude. There was some weird stuff going on because you were getting. How many bikes were you getting through your Yamaha dealership? I thought last time I talked to you, you had like 4 or 5 that you were getting kind of a year. What
Yeah.
transitioned, and then that thing kind of fell apart, and now I see you on KTM. So what transpired between there that now you're on a different brand, different color?
Well, the week after Loretta's, that sponsor dropped me, so they took I think we had 5 bikes. We had 4 250s, and I had a 125 just for fun. So 5 bikes on rotation throughout the year. So yeah, that got dropped, and which I was fine with. Honestly, my confidence on a Yamaha was going downhill that summer just because I was blowing so many up. But yeah, I mean, everything works out for a reason, and God has a plan, and I'm super stoked to be on KTM. I'm loving them so far.
The irony of getting dropped during that time frame. I know things were said that it's not had nothing to do with what happened in Loretta. It's just in the back of my mind, it kind of makes you wonder the timing of the whole thing. It sounds very PR-ish, and just so everybody out there, I know that Brennan got some crap for starting a GoFundMe. That was all my idea. That was all my idea. I told him off camera that, hey, dude, you lost your sponsorship. People want to help you out, because what's happened didn't really seem like it was in your best interest, and you're kind of getting the short end of the stick. And I know you got a little bit of slack for that. So again, I want to apologize on behalf of Brennan, because he was taking my advice, and you ended up giving all the money back, and it's behind everybody now. But I want to formally apologize that I wasn't trying to create a sour taste in people's mouth about what was going on.
Yeah, for sure. All good.
So what are your plans for 2023? When you turn pro? When are you going to do the Canadian Pro Nationals over there?
Yeah, so getting on KTM, I've been feeling really good. I was training that south of the border for the last couple of months, getting ready for mini-O's, and I'm getting my speed up, and just I've been working really hard. I'm with Justin Boyd, Premier Sports Performance, for my fitness. So my fitness is great, and I've been working hard off and on the bike. Sadly, I had to come home for December, so back in Canada for the month, but I'm going to get surgery on Friday to get some metal removed, just to get my body back to 100%. I got a plate and 7 screws in my elbow that's been there for 3 years, and then 2 plates and 14 screws in my right ankle. It's been there for 2 years. So just going to get that stuff removed, get it gone, and get back to 100%. And yeah, the 2023 grind will start. I'm going to be going to WW Ranch for, I don't know how long, honestly, just to try that out, and train there for a bit this winter. And just do a lot of races in Florida and get as much seat time as I can. And the plan right now, which who knows if it will change or not, but I think I'm going to skip out Loretta's this year and do the whole Canadian National Series as an intermediate rider, which is B class in America, but we call it intermediate here.
Yeah, it sounds better.
There's just there's a amateur day before the Pro Nationals here every day, or every race. So that starts in BC in June 5th, I believe, in Kamloops. So I'm going to start there and travel all over Canada, which is kind of weird to say, but I've never actually traveled Canada. So I'm always in America. So this year we're just going to grind it out and see how we can do, and hopefully get picked up on a ride for Canadian Pro Series
for the following year. So 2024 is like really where you're trying to go pro with.
Yeah, 2024, if I get picked up or not, I'll be racing the entire Pro Series in Canada here. So I guess this is my last full amateur year, and then hopefully make it pro in Canada.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. So for the foreseeable future, you're riding KTMs. Are you getting much help with the KTMs like you were with the Yamahas, or?
No, but actually Centennial Auto Group and PEI, just a small dealership. They were really good to deal with, and we got our first bike from them. And then we got our second bike from a different dealership in New Brunswick. And yeah, just trying to get bikes wherever we can, honestly. But KTM Canada made sure that I got a bike through that dealership, and made sure that I had the bike, and it was all good. And so it's all good. We got 2 bikes right now, a practice bike and a race bike.
That's a little bit less than what you were used to. I'm sure you're probably riding those things into the ground. So how long is your training at WW? Is it going to be like a 6-month deal, or are you planning on being there like the whole year, or is it just 3 months kind of a deal? Like, how does that work out?
I'm just going to go by monthly. So I'll definitely be there for January and probably February, just until Daytona. So I'm going to do Daytona, Spring-a-Ding, and Freestone again. And it's in Florida. I have some friends there, and the owner, Brad, asked me to come out a few months ago and invited me there. So it seems pretty sick, and I'm looking forward to riding there.
I have to ask, have you gotten, when you go to the track or the last couple of races, if you've been going, has anybody been offstandish to you or come up to you and congratulated you? Because of you just doing the Ken Roxon thing with the whole internet takeover, just right before he did with the whole Loretta Bikegate deal. How has that been treating you? Have people just kind of forgotten, or?
Honestly, The most recognition that I've gotten out of it was in Finland. All the Europeans, I had people from South Africa that actually I still talk to. They text me every once in a while, but there was people in South Africa that were at the Finland race. There was somewhere else. I maybe Italy or something. But there was a lot of people in Europe that I was at a mall in Europe, and I don't know anybody from Europe, and I was just walking around with my friends on the team. And there was probably 15 people from South Africa in there that like yelled out my name. And I took some pictures with them and stuff. But the most recognition was probably in Europe. They were like all loving it. And Minio's was good. There was some people like, honestly, it's mostly like dads, like older people who understand it and what happened and stuff that are on my side and everything about it. But yeah, it's been cool. Yeah.
I Did you get any contacts with Star? Because again, I know I'm beating a dead horse here when it came to riding that Star bike. I know nothing was signed, so you can't really allegedly say, hey, they were going to let you ride the bike or not. But I know many viewers think that that was kind of part of the deal. Have you followed up at all? Do you have like Bobby Regan on speed dial? I mean, did you have any contacts to say, hey guys, was this ever going to go down? Or did anyone officially tell you, no, that's not going to happen?
No, I was just, everything honestly with like that side was just left at Loretta's. And I just kind of moved on and like left it alone. Yeah, I mean, I'm just doing my own thing and whatever happens, happens.
And despite what the fans and everyone else think, how did your family react to, I guess, the good and the bad when it came to what was going down? Because I'm sure there was probably quite a bit of animosity with maybe some people's fans backlashing onto you a little bit. You know, I mean, it's just natural for people to defend themselves. And with somebody having as big of a fan base as what the Deegans do, did you get any sort of backlash? Like, did your family kind of go into a bunkerish type deal, or were you guys just rubbing it off? I mean, let me know what you were kind of feeling about the whole thing, dude, because I know it all happened so quick.
Yeah, honestly, it was just me, like, who dealt with it. Like, my parents are cool, and they were there to support me and everything, but I mainly just deal with all that stuff, like myself, like my social media, and I mean, it was my choice to begin with, so yeah, I just kind of dealt with it, and yeah, and learn from your lessons, and yeah.
Do you feel like you would approach things a little bit differently from what you know?
Honestly, I don't look at like stuff back. I mean, whatever happened, but I don't have any regrets or anything. So
Good. Well, we'll stop talking about it. What else is going on in your life, dude? I mean, we've got some of your long-term plans. What's the short-term looking like?
yeah. I just signed a new contract with O'Neill for 2023 for gear. Mark Shear at O'Neill, he's super cool. Hooked me up with this gear for the year. Actually, Minio's was like my 1 year with them. I signed last year with them for this past year. So another year with O'Neill. Factory chassis parts, I just signed with them. Their engine hangers and stuff for this year. Number one gripper seats, I'm signed with them for this year. And yeah, I mean, just got some new sponsors for this year and continued pretty much all them over into 2023. So yeah, we're looking good, and yeah, it should be a good year.
Seems like you slowed down a little bit on posting on your YouTube channel. Are you going to continue
Yeah.
keeping that up, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, doing all the social media stuff by myself and then riding and training and everything is a lot. And yeah, I mean, I post on Instagram regularly. That's like my main social media, but I'm actually doing a moto van build right now while I'm home. We just picked up a moto van when we were in South Carolina. So
What kind
I'm
of
building
moto
that out
van?
into a moto van, Freightliner, Mercedes Sprinter. And so we're building that out, and I've been taking videos and stuff. So I'll probably just upload that once that's done, like just kind of a start to finish. And when I get down to Florida, I would like to do like some more like maybe like every Monday post or something, and about just like a week of being an amateur rider and training on and off the bike. So I'd like to do that. I mean, I like making YouTube videos and posting on social media and stuff for people to look at. So I have the time and everything, then I'll definitely.
I really would encourage you to just stay up on it, dude, because
Yeah,
people want to see how you're doing. Hence why I reached
yeah,
back out to you, because I wanted to know what was going on. I want to see like
yeah.
Brandon. He's not posting on his YouTube that much. Like what's going on? I want to see some interviews. Uh, Are you how is school going? I mean, is it just all homeschool right now? I mean, just truthfully, just an honest question for
Yeah.
myself is how do you keep up on stuff like that?
Yeah, so I've been doing online school, James Madison High School. It's just, I think I've been doing it for like 2.5 years now. So I'm graduating this year finally and get that over with. But yeah, being home, it's easy because I don't get to ride, but I just work out, do my school, work on the moto van, chill, hang out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But while our training goes, I just pretty much work out, ride, do bike work, school, eat, sleep, do it again. So it's been going good. I mean, I love, honestly, like my favorite part about racing dirt bikes and motocross and everything is probably the training part. Like I love the challenge of waking up early and eating healthy and working out and riding and pushing yourself to that next limit. And the last couple of months I've been taking super serious, and being on Justin Boyd's program has helped me a lot. So I'm feeling really good for 2023, and I'm definitely going to push pretty hard this year.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about what your training schedule looks like? Because I would assume right now he's got you
Yeah.
sort of in like a base phase where you're not pushing super hard, but it might be a little bit longer workouts. I mean, if you don't mind, I know there's a lot of people that watch my stuff that want to be in your position and want some secret advice on, what to do building up for the series.
Yeah, so right now, obviously, I'm not on the bike for the month, so it's we're doing some pretty good workouts. Anything from like an hour to an hour and a half. A lot of spin bike just because I can't run, like it's too cold. But yeah, just some good strength workouts. And honestly, my favorite thing is like yoga. I know that sounds weird, but yoga is pretty challenging. But it's super good for your mental and physical. So I stretch every morning and every night, but other than that, a lot of yoga, a lot of spin bike, a lot of strength training, and some foundation stuff. But it's been really good. Another big thing would be eating healthy. Like I don't drink pop, I don't eat junk food or anything like that. Like I'm probably too clean, but I eat healthy, and yeah, I mean, fitness wise, I'm feeling really good. I just need to keep on pushing on the bike. But a normal training day or week, I guess, for me, like when I get at a training facility or anything would be, wake up at 6 a.m., stretch, eat a healthy breakfast, and get my bike ready, go to the gym, warm up, and go ride for the day. After that, wash my bike, do my bike work, do my workout, eat, and chill out.
And then rinse and repeat. 5 days a
Yeah,
week,
pretty
7
much.
days a week. What is it like at one of those training facilities?
Yeah, I cut back to 4 days a week just so I don't get burnt out. And it just helps my body recover faster. But depending on like if I go to like a local race or something on the weekend, then I'll take a Friday and Monday off and go race for the weekend. And that's kind of why we got the moto van was it's just me and my mom down there at the training facility, so we can take the van whenever and go to races.
Uh, so what do you do in like the time off? Because you're down there. Um,
Yeah. Just the only reason I came home for December was just because of surgery to get that. So it's pretty boring being home, not doing much because I don't go to school. So all my friends are at school while I'm home. So honestly, I've been working on the moto van by myself, building it out and kind of learning how that is. My dad is a contractor and does carpentry, so he's been helping me with it. But doing that, working out and school. And yeah, I mean, I've watched every single Pro Series motocross race like from the past 3 years on YouTube. But other than that, just kind of studying riders, seeing what everybody else is up to.
good, 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 good. Are you going to be living in the moto van, or do you guys stay in like a hotel or a fifth wheel or
We
something?
had, yeah, we have an RV, Freightliner RV that we just like park wherever we're like kind of based out of, and then we'll take the Sprinter van to the races and stuff. And unless it's like a big national and my dad comes down, because my dad's always in Canada working. It's just my mom and I that are down there.
Yeah, it sounds like you probably have a pretty strong relationship with your mom then.
Yeah, yeah, we're pretty tight. She quit her job 3 years ago to start doing this with me. So yeah.
Was that right around the time that you were going homeschooled?
Yeah, about the same time. When we started training full time 3 years ago is like when I kind of just dropped out of school and went on to online school, and then she quit her job and we started training full time 3 years ago. So
I'm guessing she's probably been like Thor's hammer, making sure that you get all that schoolwork done before.
yeah, yeah, but she's cool because she keeps on top of me about eating healthy, and she eats healthy too. So it's kind of helpful. Like we help each other out, and yeah.
Does she go on any of the spin bikes and everything with you too?
She always talks about it, but other than walking the dog, I mean, she just walks our dog like 6 times a day. I guess that's all her exercise she needs. So
Cool, 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 cool. Do you ever feel like maybe you wish you were back in school or anything? Like just legitimately, like
no,
oh, okay, like you
I
weren't a
think it's
big
just
school guy.
like, no, I mean, I, I don't like Canada, to be honest. I hate the cold weather. I hate snow. But I mean, I wish I was like American and I was living in Florida, but I think because just like I'm not the same as everybody that lives around here. Like everybody likes going to school and maybe doesn't like going to school, but they like hanging out with their friends and getting a normal job and stuff. But like I like trying and traveling and getting new challenges and seeing the world and stuff. So motocross, like being able to travel and see all these places and racing and challenging myself every day is like I love it. And everybody here, I guess, they just like being here and I don't like being home. So I mean, the biggest part about motocross is like traveling and meeting new people and challenging yourself all the time. And yeah, I love it.
I've always told people, especially kids that are getting into the sport, like it's going to keep you out of trouble. I mean, you're not going to want to
Yeah.
party and do drugs because you've got a
Yeah.
goal and you have to treat your body a certain way to finish how you want to finish. And it
Yeah,
sounds
for
like
sure.
you're super serious about that, dude, to where it's definitely kept you out of trouble and kept you on track. And I
Yeah.
commend you for doing that because there's, especially now with social media, we get kind of stuck with, hey, you want to look a certain way or have a certain entourage around you or something. It's not for the most simple people to try to become a professional athlete. People have to know that you have to sacrifice a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, super good quote. And the first time I heard it was when Chase Sexton posted on Instagram. It said like, you got to love the journey more than the destination.
Absolutely.
But like,
1000%.
yeah, like I love working out. I love eating healthy. I love racing. I love riding my dirt bike every day. I mean, like there's sometimes like everybody wants to quit, but you just got to be the one that pushes through it. So, I mean, this past year I've learned a lot and a lot of stuff has happened. And but yeah, I'm just grateful and I'm loving it so far. So I'm just going to keep on doing it.
Yeah, perspective is key because there's people that get sidetracked, especially with some of the
Yeah.
professional athletes that I talk to. It's like, guys, really, you've got everybody's dream here. Why are you guys
Yeah.
having a hard time with this? There's people that are making not near as much money as you and they're doing stuff that's not near as exciting. Nobody wants their
Yeah.
autograph kind of a thing. And so it's
For sure.
interesting. But there is a few guys out there that really understand the scope of the opportunity that they have. And it's interesting that I see a lot of guys that retire and they end up wanting to come back because it's the whole
Yeah.
addiction to adrenaline. When
No, for
everybody
sure.
wants your autograph, then all of a sudden nobody wants your autograph. You're kind of like, I really haven't found myself, So I think it's
Yeah.
incredibly important that what you told me at the beginning of this interview, that you like yoga, because what yoga kind of helps you do is you get to find out a little bit more about yourself because you're kind of in a room by yourself for an extended period of
Yeah.
time, and it's quiet and it's just me, myself, and I. You've got your own thoughts
Yeah.
moving. You might be stretching, but you're still inside your own head. And mental
Yeah,
health
definitely.
is one of those issues that a lot of adults struggle with. And I think that's why a lot of athletes go to something like an extreme sport like motocross, because as you know, dude, once the gate drops, you know, the bullshit stops and your head just, you get hurt if you're thinking. So it goes into autopilot and you have that serotonin and dopamine rush and nothing else matters, you know, and that's why we get so addicted to it. And partially, I think that's why a lot of guys are addicted to training, because the way you have to train for something like motocross or supercross is you have to train in a state of a threshold, you know, where you're putting your body kind of to the extreme, where your heart rate is doing 180 plus. And usually when you're pushing yourself that much, you're not thinking about the problems you have in your life. You know, you're thinking about like, can I just continue to do this motion for as long as I can? Like just one more mile, just, you know, another rep, another set, something like that. So definitely. You know, I commend you, dude, and it sounds like you have an incredibly bright future ahead of you. I will ask, what do you think about the whole World Supercross and the whole Super Motocross here in the States? I kind of have nicknamed it Super Duper Cross because the name I think is kind of silly. But what are your 2 cents?
I think that it was pretty ballsy for Roxon to kind of do the World Supercross instead of stay with HRC, but I mean, it seems to be working out for him, and it was pretty sick. I think that if they continue the World Supercross, it'll grow a lot, and it will be pretty cool, but the track seemed pretty sweet, and the huge quad that Hill did, and I mean, that was pretty cool, and I mean, racing's racing, and any type of racing is pretty cool, so.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. As a young kid, if you were to have a deal for American Supercross or World Supercross, because you said you'd like to travel, I mean, what would you rather participate in?
Yeah, I mean, if I was Ken Roxon, I would have done the same thing, honestly. He's been raced, like if I had, let's say like 4 years of pro Supercross already done, like I've already done 4 years of pro Supercross, then, and that opportunity came up, then like for sure I would try it out, because like you've already done 4 years of Supercross. It's the same thing. And I mean, I would want to be part of something that could be huge one day, like the first year they did it. So I would do it.
Okay. But you kind of went with both here. What I'm asking is if hypothetically, you know, I was a team and I gave the opportunity to go just full-blown Supercross or World Supercross, but you had to pick one. You couldn't do both. What would you do?
I don't know. I don't know. You'd have, if there was no money involved or the same amount of money in both, I would pick World Supercross, just because like traveling the world and racing is super sick.
Okay. The only reason why I ask you that is because you're the future of the sport. So I'm just trying to understand where the youth is thinking about where they want to do, what they want to do in their future. Because if they want to stay in America...
And you have different riders.
Sorry.
You have different riders from all over the world for World Supercross. Like, you're not racing the same people every weekend. So, like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And, okay, for motocross, what would you rather do as a professional? Would you rather be here in the States, in Canada, or MotoGP?
MXGP.
MXGP?
Yeah, those guys are friggin' gnarly. Like, the tracks are sick there.
Okay. Is there a reason besides just the tracks? Is it just the fame over there, how popular it is, or?
I think like their whole setup is sick. Like the mechanics area, they have everything so professionally done, and the race teams are pretty sweet. The setups are sick. I mean, everything about MXGPs honestly is pretty rad.
Do you think that you're eventually going to go into Supercross, Brennan, or is you're just staying with KTM motocross right now, but are you wanting to transition over to Supercross? Like, what is your long-term?
Yeah. Honestly, the first time I rode Supercross was at south of the border like a month and a half ago. The only reason I never focused on Supercross was because my dream has always been to be a professional Canadian motocross racer, and we don't really have Supercross. Like, we have Supercross, but it's like 3 rounds or something, and it's outdoors, and I mean, it's whatever. It's not a huge deal. And then they have arena cross, but the main thing for Canada is motocross. I really like Supercross. I would love to get better at Supercross and do that. But for right now, I think just becoming a professional motocross racer in Canada and getting on a factory team here maybe get like a few years under my belt, and then I would like to maybe try for American Pro Motocross, maybe do some rounds. I know Tyler Medaglia from Canada, he's done like everything. And he's somebody that I've always looked up to. He does GNCCs, he does supercross, he does outdoors in Canada, he does motocross in America. So that's pretty cool, just trying different stuff out. But like I said, the number one thing, I love traveling, so I'm really down for anything as long as I have a dirt bike.
Yeah, you just want to have the paycheck and travel the world on your dirt bike.
Yeah, and have fun.
So do you, I have to ask, is there a backup plan at all, or just all your eggs in the dream of becoming a professional motorcycle athlete?
Yeah, I mean, my dream's always been to race pro in Canada. You can't just retire off of racing dirt bikes in Canada. You have to get a job after, for sure. So I don't know, honestly. I just want to be involved in the industry no matter what. I do all my own bike work. Like, I've always done my own bike work. I've done top ends on 4 strokes. I've done 2 strokes. The only thing I haven't done is suspension and bottom end. So maybe after racing, I do mechanic for a pro team or something. But other than that, I don't really know. I like riding dirt bikes right now. So it's going to do that as long as I can.
Final question before I let you go, brother. What is your definition of success? So let's just say you're my age. You're 32 years old. What would have been your definition of having a successful career?
For me, would just be to, like, I don't know, accomplish my dream of just racing pro and winning a professional title in Canada and in the 250 and 450 class. But I don't know, you never really succeed in life. Like, I always have a new goal. I always have, I have more than one dream, but every year I come up with new goals and stuff. So you can accomplish your goals, but I don't know if you can really succeed in life. Like, you can accomplish goal by goal, but you're always going to want something. You're always going to have a new goal. You're always going to have a new dream. So as long as you're having fun doing it, and yeah.
Oh, no, that's a respectable answer. Well, I appreciate you, Brennan, for coming on the podcast. For me at 32, being an older man, my definition of success is not wanting more, but having the capacity to be okay with less. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah,
brother, is there anybody that you want to shout out? I mean, how can we find you to follow? When are you going to Florida? I mean, final little thoughts. How do we get a hold of Brennan and follow his 2023?
Yeah, I'll be in Florida the first week of January, training until Spring Nationals, and then
When Spring Nationals?
Daytona is like the first week of March, and then we go to Freestone and then Springding. So those will be like my next big races. But I think I'm going to do the Florida Winter Am Series, like all those local races in Florida, just because I'm going to be in Florida and just get some seat time and track time and gate drops and stuff. So other than that, I'll be training. And yeah, you can keep up with me, Brennan Schofield _409 on Instagram. And Schofield 409 on YouTube, which hopefully I'll be posting there starting the second week of January.
Just have your mom, have it be the mom cam, have her always have that phone with her or something. And you should, there's a friend of mine, you probably know, Jeff Walker. You should hit him up and go ride with him a little bit if you're down there in Florida.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool. I've watched some of his YouTube videos.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Do you want to brop with me? That's kind of like, we look like an idiot, but that's how I kind of end the videos is we just...
I remember from last time.
Go WFO. It's a little ridiculous, I know. But are you willing to do it?
I guess.
I know, I feel like an idiot doing it too. All right, so let's drop the hammer, okay? Oh, you stop. All right, thanks for being a good sport, man.